Been a long time since I've cut one of these videos, but I happen to be pissed off at the moment. And I figure as long as I'm pissed, I should commoditize it. Things that are pissing me off today. First person that's pissing me off is Brian Kelly. He is currently the head coach of the LSU, I don't know, whatever they are, down in LSU. He's famous for being the head coach of Notre Dame, who abruptly left Notre Dame and went to LSU. Now, Brian Kelly is from Boston, and he made a big deal out of the fact that he is Irish Catholic when he went to Notre Dame. Well, clearly, those ties that bind don't bind as strongly as the ties to his bank account. Now, he's telling everybody that he left Notre Dame so that he could beat Nick Saban at the University of Alabama. I gotta call bullshit on that. Why do I have to call bullshit on that? Well, Brian Kelly is everything that's wrong with Division I football. He, like every other Division I football coach, is belly aching and whining and complaining about the NIL and about the transfer portal, and basically how it emancipates the player from the institution, and how it allows the player to share in the multi-billion-dollar business that is Division I football. Well, anybody that's forced to share gets indignant about having to share, and Division I football coaches are no different. They're belly aching about the loss of control and the fact that it makes their job harder. Well, tough shit. Particularly when you got a guy like Brian Kelly, who left the University of Cincinnati before their first ever bowl game to take over Notre Dame. He left, he didn't even bother to wait till the end of the season, till the end of the bowl season. At the end of the regular season, he left, he forgot the name Cincinnati, and he became the head coach of Notre Dame. And as far as he told everybody, he was going to be there for life because Notre Dame ran in his blood. Well, the only thing that runs in his blood is money. And LSU offered him more money and perhaps an easier chance of winning a national championship. Brian Kelly pimped himself out to the highest bidder. End of story. The second person that pisses me off is Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the Treasury. Now, what do these two people have in common? Absolutely nothing. Brian Kelly and Janet Yellen have absolutely nothing to do with each other except for one thing. They piss me off. Janet Yellen went out and admitted that she was wrong about inflation. Here we have a person who spent her entire life studying the economy. She's been an economist for the last 50 years, an academic, a person who is freed from the responsibilities of seeking profit and has spent their entire life immersed in the study of the science of economics. And yet this person, at least I'm supposed to believe that this person didn't know that when you inject $4 trillion into the economy, that you're going to have inflation? Doesn't this person, this learned person, know that when you dump more monopoly money into the game, the price of Reading Railroad goes up? Am I really expected to believe that this person did not understand that by injecting $4 trillion into the economy, that you would have inflation? At least you would have inflation until all that money got pulled out. It's not hard to figure out. Inflation is not a new problem. When the Spanish brought gold back from Mexico and South America, it caused massive inflation from Europe all the way to the Golden Horde in Central Asia. And all the gold that was ever stolen from the New World by the Spanish amounted to about 180 tons. That's about $8.5 billion today. $8.5 billion worth of gold in today's dollars caused massive inflation for 100 years across Europe and Central Asia. Now, if that amount of money could cause that to happen, granted it was 500 years ago, what do you think $4 trillion is going to do today? You increase the amount of money without increasing the amount of stuff to buy, the price of everything goes up. It's simple. I would say it's so simple it's not even economics. It's physics. So, I think at root, with Brian Kelly and Janet Yellen, is I have a fundamental dislike for anybody who lies to me and tells lies that are so nakedly transparent. Am I supposed to believe that Brian Kelly really left Notre Dame with a singular mission to beat Nick Saban at the University of Alabama? Brian Kelly's only mission is to put more money into Brian Kelly's pocket. Janet Yellen, conversely, her only mission in life is to put more monopoly money in everyone's pocket, causing the price of everything to go up and the value of your savings to go down. Maybe they want us to see through their lies. Maybe they're trying to challenge our intellects, challenge us to peel back the curtain a little bit and think for ourselves. Somehow, though, I think that their comments were geared to the Twitterati, that mass of people who can't reason more than one sentence at a time, who consume news one sentence at a time, and they believe the latest thing that's put in front of their face. Not because they're stupid, but because their attention span is that short. And those people really piss me off.